day 2 of the spring countdown box. Let's see what we got here today. It's a fun stencil. I think this might be a fun stencil to, we might use our background paper here, but to do some ink blending and some glazes over the top. So let me grab some things together and we will be right back. Okay, I have a mini slim card, or a slimline card panel here. A little bit of an edge. I'll cut that off here, which measures 3.5-ish. I trim off just a hair of it because there's just an edge on my paper, by 8.5. I'll straighten that up a minute. Okay. And I grabbed, as you can see here, some Simon Hurley inks. And I go ahead and start by, not going to worry about too much. Maybe we'll just put this down here, because a couple Post-it notes here, just to protect the edge. I'm not going to put down any pixie spray or anything, because I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit of ink blending. I have some signature brushes. I like to start with a yellow. And I do have a wide area, but I'm going to start, I think, with these brushes, because I can get, fairly going. I don't need to have a huge, different colors, different hues, different depth of color on all of these. They don't have to be the same saturation. Is that the word I'm looking for, maybe? I'm going to overlap my stencil a little bit. I'm kind of at an angle just for some fun. Go in darker in a couple areas, lighter in some others. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And then before I remove the stencil, I'm going to go ahead and take my cloth and just kind of wipe it all off. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, because the colors I'm choosing blend well together. I'll cover up our shooting star. And then we'll move over to Rosy Cheeks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take off that piece. And all I'm really going to do is line it up the best that I can on these flowers, these couple of flowers here. I didn't go super dark on them. Put my head over the top of it, and that looks pretty close. Do a little ink blending there. Maybe grab one more piece of, I just stick these pieces on the extra, on like the side of my desk. Grab my pink ink blending. Now this one is the felt pad, so I do rub in a little bit harder with the, I'm going to blend over in a couple areas. These 3 that I overlapped, we're going to blend over. The rest I'm just going to go in, but the felt pads I have to rub a little harder to get the ink on. With the foam pads, you don't have to do that as much. You can just kind of tap it. Like I said, I'm just going with a variety of colors. Trying to get a little darker, a little lighter here and there. Just gonna do just a nice little background. And then I think I'll do a couple darker flowers here or there, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. Oh, and make sure we get a little bit of the color where they overlap here. There kind of be a different little other color. And once again, quickly wipe this off. And then we're going to pull that up and see, we got that fun pinky to orange. And I'm going to pull this side off, and we're going to line them up again. Like I said, just eyeballing it. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but it'll be close. Close to the color. That looks pretty close. There. Now we've got a couple flowers here. I'm just going to quick grab my yellow and put that in right there, because it fills that hole. And then we're going to grab our guppy. there. And so this is one of the foam pads. So I just tap it in. And then I can just, I'm going to do over the orange, yellow areas first. Mix those couple of colors. You can do fairly clean and simple card with this stencil. I thought about getting some pastes out, but I'm thinking I might just spritz it with one of my favorites. The ornament gold, yes. And then grab a stencil or grab a card panel of some sort. Let's make a darker one here. We'll make a darker one here, a darker one here. And maybe this one can be really dark here. Maybe make this one a little darker. And then just like I said, rub it all over. And then once again, I'm going to go ahead and wipe off my stencil. Since I'm done with my stencil, I can come back and wipe it. Trying to, sometimes you have to be careful because you can pull up the little corners. So I'll just kind of soak this later and then we'll reveal. We'll see our card panel. So what a fun little card panel. So we can do our card any which direction. I think I'm going to go this. Nope, we're going to go this way. I do have a couple of florals left from yesterday. Or not yesterday, but the day one. So got a couple florals. We got a couple of greenery. We could probably throw these in if we wanted to. Use them up. You know, throw the greenery in with this behind here. Kind of layer it up a little bit. But I think what's really going to make the difference is if I have what sentiment I choose. So I am trying to, I said, like limit my amount of stamps and stencils that I am using or extra products for the line. I will link anything down below that is available outside the box. I don't know if I want to put that part blue in there or not because I feel like it's quite a contrast. Put the blue up in here maybe. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. I'll save the blue for another day. I might not even put that purple in there. I think I'm going to pull that purple out. I'm just going to do these couple here. And I think instead of the big one, we'll do two small ones. Kind of like this. So playing, let's turn it a little ways. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a sentiment and figure out what color for sure, what piece of color paper I'm going to put that on. I am going to link anything that is available outside of the box in the description box below. Those will be affiliate links, which just means if you place an order using one of my links, I get a small kickback, which helps bring me content like this. So let me choose a sentiment and I'll be right back. Okay, I grabbed the extra sentimental. I'm going to use this Hello, and I'm going to use the same brown that's in the center of my florals. So I've got my Hello in there. This is just a scrap of piece of paper that I have had. I just grabbed out of my scrap drawer. And I'm going to grab my embossing ink. I just re-inked this, so it's pretty juicy. Yeah, I'm only going to stamp that down once. And we're going to heat set it with some gilded embossing powder, which you could also add some gold gems to the center of your flower, which would add a little extra, you know, tie-in with the gold, but we're going to use some ornamental gold spray. Okay, cover that up. Get our heat tool here. Okay, so we're going to cut this down. You could use a die of some sort. I'm just going to do a basic cut. Trim it down fairly close. What I'm doing is I use the edge of my trimmer, which I might be off camera a little bit if I to do that, and just make sure it's straight. And then I will quickly put this in here. Okay, now before we glue this all down, I'm going to spritz this with some Ornament Gold Chroma Mist, my favorite. I spritz that off camera just because I don't want it all over my camera. I'm going to heat set it quick. Just takes a second. Now, I'm not sure if you'll be able to look at the shimmer on that. It's so pretty. So let us glue down our sentiment first. Take my, must not have had my glue pushed in all the way on my glue press. Get those corners down. Line this up on my mat. And we're just going to kind of cover up right about here. And then I think we're going to pop up this one with some foam tape. And we'll stick these ones down. I'm just going to stick a little glue under the center. We'll stick one here. And we'll stick one down over here. So kind of like posies in a row. And then we'll just stick these greenery under the middle. Just need a little dots of glue just to kind of hold it in place. I'll stick that in right here. And we'll stick this one down underneath. You could add some more bling if you want, but this I think is exactly, I kind of cover up that edge of that cardstock there. And there is our day 2 card. I just need to put it on a card base. So I will see you again for day 3. Bye.